Hey there, thank you for watching this video. We're going to talk about creating clarity when you are confused. And by the way, while I'm making this video, I'm actually at school at my university in the library. So there is this guy who has a cold, so you might hear him coughing in the background. I do apologize for that. But anyway, let's talk about creating clarity, especially when you are confused about what type of decision you need to make in regards to your career or your life in general. And that is because lack of clarity is a good thing. And that's me, Alex. And you probably already knew that because you're watching my video. So anyway, when you feel that you are, and also I should say that I'm going to run through this video in less than 15 minutes. And I'm going to do everything in one take. Nothing is going to be edited. So if I stumble on my words, I'm human, I mess up, so whatever. But anyway, when you are lacking clarity and you're really confused about what you should do when you have a tough decision to make, especially a decision that is regarding your career or your studies, then just know that what you want is one step away. And when you feel confused about something, it really means that you're ready to make a breakthrough. And what I mean by that is that you are at a point where you really are ready to make a definite decision, because when you are continuously worried about something, wondering, oh my God, what should I do? What should I do? That means that you really are getting close to figuring out what your next step is. So whenever you are bogged down by clarity, not by clarity, but by indecision, just know that you really are one step away from deciding what it is that you really want to do. So the first thing you need to do, which is pretty obvious, is just to take out a sheet of paper or open a Word document and just write down what it is you're confused about. What is it about this situation that's causing you to lack clarity? And the awesome thing about this is that you'll get everything off of your mind. Because a lot of times when we have very difficult problems, I think I'm talking into the microphone a little bit too close. But anyway, when we have really, really difficult problems, we try to try to solve everything in our heads. And that really causes us to not be able to create clarity, not be able to create solutions. And it just causes us to be totally stressed out. So the first thing you want to do it's pretty obvious, it's pretty easy. It's just to take out a sheet of paper and write down what it is you're confused about. I actually journal when I have a big problem, and I just get it all out of my head and just let it go. And I use an online journal program called Penzu, Penzu, and I love it. And I use it almost not every day because I don't really have that many big problems, but maybe like once a week or a couple of times a month. But anyway, get it out of your head and get it onto paper or Word document or whatever it is that you use to express yourself in the written word. So once you've done that, you need to ask yourself, what is the benefit of not making this decision or not making a decision? And the thing is, if you're stuck between, having to make more than one choice, you got to figure out, what's comfortable of me not taking action, of me not choosing one choice over the other. And what I mean by that is that when we are feeling stuck, there is a hidden benefit. It means that we don't have to make a decision. It means that we don't have to take action. It means that we can just kind of stay still and ponder, what would happen if I do this, or what would happen if I do that. And we just really stay stuck in our mess, and we just stress out. And the benefit of stressing out and not doing anything is that we don't have to take action. We don't need to risk anything. We really prevent ourselves from succeeding and failing because we get to stay still, comfortable, safe. Just imagine that it's a rainstorm outside and it's thundering and it's lots of lightning, and you're inside a comfortable room with a fireplace and a blanket, and you can just snuggle, under the blanket with your cat or your dog or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whomever, and you just imagine that type of environment, and it's totally comfortable. You don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and be. Well, that is the same type of feeling you're creating when you don't make a decision, when you allow the decision to just sit there unsolved, unworked out. So figure out, what is the benefit of me not doing anything? How am I allowing myself to stay safe and comfortable? Then once you do that, you got to figure out, what choice would feel good right now. So once you realize that not making a decision allows you to play it safe, look at the choices that you can make based on whatever your problem is. For example, let's say that you're lacking clarity as to what it is you should do with your life. Okay, and I'm going to use 2 examples here. So the first example is, I don't know what to do with my life, and it's really killing me, and I can't stand it, and I feel so stuck, right? So get honest and get out some paper, a Word process, document, Microsoft Word or whatever, and write about, if you did know what you wanted to do with your life, what would it be? And just guess. If you don't know, just guess whatever you think is that you really want to do. Now, here's the kicker. Don't write down what you think is possible for you, because what you're going to do is you're going to limit yourself based on your current circumstances. For example, when I was working in the technology marketing field, in my heart, I deeply wanted to go back to college to finish my science degree and to apply to medical school, right? But based on my current situation, I was working technology marketing. I had been there for a couple of years. I identified myself as, the computer geek nerd girl who only knew about the startup technology world, right? And I didn't see myself mentally as someone who could go back to school, finish those pre-medical classes, and apply to medical school. I just didn't see that because I didn't think it was possible for me based on when I was when I was 18, I was a pre-med student and I failed. I think I failed 2 of the major classes that you need. No, wait a minute. Did I fail 2? I think I failed 2 of the major classes that you need to pass and do well in if you're going to go to medical school. And at that time in my life, I was going through some very difficult situations with my parents and my family. On top of the fact, I was very unhappy at the university where I was attending. So couple that with the fact that I had a professor who really didn't care about teaching science, and I was so miserable, depressed about other things that I just did not have the mental capacity to pass this class, and I think the other class that I took. And so fast forward, I'm in my 20s and I'm in the tech world and I'm doing work that comes easy to me. And here's the thing, when you do work that comes easy to you, you really, and I mean easy in a way that it's no effort and you don't really care for it. Not easy when you're in love with what you do and you're on fire and you're full of passion. But I'm talking about easy when you are doing work that it really, see, there was a cough, sorry about that. When you do work that is really part of the status quo, you really lower your expectations and you create a mindset where you really don't believe what you want is possible for you. So anyway, so I can't talk about this forever. But anyway, so I was in this technology field, in the tech world, and deep in my heart, I really wanted to complete my pre-med classes and become a doctor, but I didn't see it as possible for me, right? But it wasn't only until I had actually switched careers that I start to see that it was possible for me, even though I didn't have it yet, even though I wasn't yet accepted to a medical school. I started to see it was possible for me because my circumstances had changed. So what I'm saying for you is that I want you to imagine right now. Don't limit yourself on your circumstances. Don't wait until you think your circumstances have changed, but imagine in your head that your circumstances have changed and you're getting close to what you want, and think about, if I was doing what I already wanted to do, what would that be, right? And just see yourself doing what you want. Forget about if you don't have the money right now. Forget about if you don't have the education right now. Forget about if you don't have the resources right now. Forget about all of that and just use your imagination. Come on, I know you can use your imagination and just pretend that you have everything that you need. Don't let the little voice in your head that says, this is so stupid. I don't have this stuff, and I'm broke and I'm living with my parents and, I don't have this degree. I don't have this experience and all that other foolishness. Pause that voice and say, you know what? I'm going to pretend that I've got everything that I want right now. What would my life be like? And so look at the choices that you can make now and see how those choices, I'm kind of rambling here, but anyway, see how those choices could bring you closer to what you want, okay? And so the second example is, let's pretend that you want to switch jobs and you know what you want to do with your life, but it just seems so totally freaking impossible based on your current circumstances. So you basically do the same thing. Just imagine that you have all of the resources that you need and really just tell that little voice in your head to just completely just shut up. Just the whole little voice that says, this is stupid, it's impossible, I don't have what I need, this is ridiculous, I feel like a 5-year-old playing imagination. Just tell that voice to literally shut up and just imagine that you do have what you need. If you do have what you need, and see yourself in that position and say, what kind of choice can I make right now, today, that will move me closer to where I want to be? Because it's really about choices. And this will really help you break through feeling stuck, is because if you can make a choice today that's aligned with where you really want to be, boom, you'll create that clarity. So let's go on to the next one. So the conclusion is to focus on now and not, sometime way in the future. Because a lot of times, we think to ourselves, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I have the money, when I have the resources, when I have the connections. And that is a complete waste of time. Focus on now. What kind of decision can I make right now that would feel good, but that will also push me closer to what I want? Think about taking baby steps. For example, when I was in the process of switching careers, I started thinking about, okay, I know that I want to go back and finish these pre-med classes and go from working in the tech field to the healthcare field, which I did, and eventually go to medical school. What kind of decision can I make right now that feels awesome and that is aligned with my long-term goal? And so I started doing stuff. I started doing volunteer work. And I started calling people that I knew about for career advice. I started reading books about medicine. I started watching medical documentaries. And not only that, but I started to connect with people who were also interested in the goal that I was interested in. I should say. And that's really important because you want to connect with people. You want to do more than just read books and watch movies and all that stuff. You want to get in contact with real people on a consistent basis. And I'll talk more about that in another video. So focus on, what feels good now. Don't worry about the future. And don't think about, I'll do what I want when. If you think, and this is so important, pay attention. If you think that you're going to do what you want when you have the money, you're fooling yourself. You're playing games. I'm telling you, I'm being very honest with you, because you are putting off your future. You're putting off your dreams. You don't need the money that you think you need to do what you want to do. What you need is relationships with people who can help you get the money. That's the key. Relationships are everything. Everything you think that you need to move forward, another person can help you do that. And that's why it's important to focus on relationships. Again, focus on now and not in the future, and focus on what feels good now. So if you like this video, then sign up for my newsletter at my website to get more stuff, plus share this video on the social web. And I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to making yet another video for you. Take care and have a great, great day. Bye.